Good morning again, guys. So, poison. No, not the 80s hair band, not the Alice Cooper song. Nothing like that. Not putting Drano in somebody's whatever, okay? Talking about poison for growing food. And I'm going to cover a couple of things here. One you may be familiar with, one I'm betting you probably aren't. But I want to talk about both here real quick. Over the last few years, you guys have heard all the stories about glyphosate in the soil, because farmers spread it on the fields or whatever where their cows or their horses graze or whatever, and Grazon, RoundUp, whatever you want to call it, it kills the weeds, the dicots, but it doesn't kill the grass, the monocots. Now, I know everybody's heard that term, and I want to explain what it is real quick, because with a lot of you starting seeds, you're starting to notice this, and so now you can see what it is. When you get your seed starts and those first two little leaves come up, the cotyledon leaves, okay, if it comes up with two leaves, that is a dicot. If it comes up with one, it is a monocot. That is how you tell the difference. So your tomatoes, your peppers, your cucumbers, yada, 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 those are all dicots. Your grasses are monocots, and corn is a grass. It is a monocot. So, give you this. When you have Roundup ready soybeans or Roundup ready corn or whatever it would be, whatever, take a look, however you want to put it. Monocots aren't affected by the Grazon, by the Roundup, whatever, because that's not what it was designed to do. It was designed to kill the weeds and leave the grass. So, therefore, if you have poisoned soil with Grazon or whatever it is, the way to remove it is to plant grasses or plant corn or something in the soil, and the plants will suck it out of the soil. Now, it's not going to happen in one season. You're going to have to do this over a couple of years to get it out. But that, barring, my gardens, dump truck loads of stuff that I've got in there. A couple of years worth of grass clippings and God knows what. I'm not going to dig all that out. That would be insane. So I'd have to clean it. That would be how you'd clean it. Now, you're not going to eat that corn. You're not going to compost that corn. You're not going to do anything. You are going to take out those grasses, that's why corn's better, because grass, you can't really pull each one of them. Okay, but corn, you're going to pull the whole stalk. You're going to throw it out. You're going to dispose of it. You're going to get rid of it. Okay. I wanted to touch that one first because you guys need to know the difference between monocots and dicots. Now, the one that is a little bit more important for a prepper, if you will, go out and get some sunflowers. Okay. Yes, sunflowers are pretty. Yes, people like to eat sunflower seeds. Mrs. P likes them. I think they're too much of a pain in the ass, but she loves to eat them. Okay. You want to store boatloads of sunflower seeds. Grow some sunflowers this year and save all the seed you can. Okay? Because, going out and buying a bag and there's probably 15 seeds in here or something like that, cost you a couple of bucks. I'm not going to go out and buy $200 worth of sunflower seeds. Grow my own and save my own seed. Save a lot of money. Here's why. Okay. Let's look at what's going on with China. Let's look at what's going on with Ukraine and Russia. Let's look at what's going on right now in Syria, Iran, Israel, whatever it is. The doomsday clock is closer to midnight than it's ever been. Right? There's all the talk of potential nuclear war, right? Okay. Not saying it's going to happen or anything like that, but we're preppers. We prep just in case. And the question comes up all the time is, What would you do if there was nuclear weapons, and nuclear fallout all over the place, right? How are you going to grow your food? And people will say, oh, have a greenhouse or whatever. And sure, that's possible. But, I guarantee you your greenhouse is not hermetically sealed and something's still going to be able to get into it. It doesn't matter. You've got to be able to clean the soil. Anybody remember Chernobyl? Okay, nuclear accident that happened in Ukraine 20, 30 years ago, whatever the hell it was. Do you know what they're doing there to clean the soil so it's plantable? You know what they have been doing? Yeah, back to these. Okay. Sunflowers are fabulous for removing toxins from the soil. Sunflowers are a dicot, okay? So they are not going to remove Grazon. That's why I said at the beginning I wanted to separate the two. Okay, you got to know the difference between monocots and dicots. Sunflowers are a dicot, but sunflowers will remove toxins from the soil. Let's say there's a nuclear war, or just let's say there's a nuclear disaster, another 3 Mile Island, not that East Palestine was a nuclear disaster, but still it was a disaster. Okay, and you've got to remove all these chemicals from the soil. Plant sunflowers prolifically in your garden. Okay, this is why I said earlier, get yourself thousands of sunflower seeds to plant them. Because, I'll give you this, even if you went to the store and bought that bag of bird seed that is black oil sunflowers, you want dried sunflowers, you don't want those. But if you've ever used them, Mrs. P uses them, feed the birds all the time. If they hit the ground, they'll start growing. Okay, they just don't store well. That's why you want the dry ones. But the sunflower will remove the nuclear fallout from the soil. That's what they're doing in Chernobyl to clean the soil. That's what hopefully farmers are doing, or gardeners or whatever are doing up in East Palestine to remove the toxins from the soil. If you do container planting or something like that, fine, dump the dirt. Okay, but like I said, my garden's too big. I'm not digging those things out and trying to refill all the dirt. I've got to clean the soil. Everybody say, well, but it takes a couple of years to do it. Yeah, it does. And why have I said many times? You need to have a couple of years worth of food to put back so you can get to that next growing season, right? Your next growing season, let's hypothetically say that nuclear war happened today, March of 2023. Maybe I'm planting my garden in March 2025, maybe in March 2026, once this has all been cleaned out. That would be my best chance. But I need the garden vacuum, all right, to get all that stuff out. Now, the same thing with sunflowers, like I said with corn before. Pull them up, roots and all, yank them out, discard them, get rid of them, all right, somewhere. They're going to have pulled up all that radioactive material or whatever out of the ground. Don't eat the sunflowers. Don't do it. Just let them suck it all out of the soil. That's going to be how you're going to clean your garden from any toxins. Okay, like I said, the stuff up in East Palestine that's there. That's how you're going to get it out. But the big thing is you need to know the difference between dicots and monocots and what is used for each one. If something, like I said, go back to glyphosate, RoundUp, whatever, that is meant to kill off dicots. Plant this around Grazon, guess what? Or, RoundUp, the Grazon's going to kill this. That's what it's meant to do, all right? Plant corn will grow fine, and it'll suck all that poison out. Here's your first thing. If it's something else, then you plant the dicots and suck all that poison out that way. It's just a little tip, getting sunflower seeds, planting your sunflowers. I know because I'm going to go plant mine in solo cups today. But planting sunflowers so I can get those big heads, so I can get hundreds of seeds or 1,000 seeds on each head, and I can save 20 heads, and now I've got, 20,000 seeds. Now I've got plenty that I can go throw in my garden if the balloon ever goes up, clean my soil, and I have the ability to continue to eat. Kind of important. Have a good one. Pinball out.